Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Karatbars International's live presentation tonight. I will be your host this evening, Mr. World Famous, and guess what? Y'all going to enjoy tonight. How we're going to begin is I'm going to start off by telling everybody what you're going to learn about this evening, because this is most important. So if you are a guest on here tonight and you were invited to this call, let me tell you what you're going to learn about tonight. First of all, and most importantly, you're going to learn a simple secret that many rich, successful, and wealthy people live by. Now that's important because most of y'all have probably been invited to this meeting because you might have seen an advertisement by the person who told you about this, and he probably showed you some income projection that you can achieve with this company. Well, see, you will, but there's a bottom line to it. There's certain things you must know, which you're going to learn tonight, and that's why this first point right here is very important. A simple secret, and the key word here is also simple. So pay attention. Simple secret that many rich people, successful, and wealthy people live by. Now, if you're not one of the people at this point in time, it might be something you want to know. Also, we're going to tell you about, if you don't already know, a product that is thousands of years old. It has been owned by kings, owned by dynasties, owned by governments to this day, and also owned by countries. That's a bad product. Trust me on that. Look who's owned this product. Now, you might think about all the other stuff you may own, or some of the other opportunities you might have been told about, and some of the products that you could own with those opportunities. But were their products ever owned by kings, dynasty, governments, or countries? And the key word here is owned. I didn't say did they buy them, did they own them? See, that's a powerful product. I haven't even told you what it is yet. Also about a company that can help you on your way to becoming wealthy. And I put that word in there. If you notice, it's capitalized, wealthy. This is not a get rich quick. You ain't on this call tonight to learn how to get rich. That's not what it's about. If you're trying to get rich, my attitude is make a lot of money. You can get rich if you make a lot of money. But see, becoming wealthy is a whole different thing. That's what you're going to learn about tonight. That's what's important. So if you're on that rich mindset, you might want to throw that out the window tonight, because it's not needed here. We're going to talk about becoming wealthy and how you can become wealthy with this company. Also, how you can be making over $4,000 a week in only 12 weeks from now. Now, let me slow that down. In only 12 weeks from now. Because you might have been in other places and heard about all these income opportunities, how you can make all this money. Did they give you a time frame? With our company, this is the potential that you have with our company. So let's go ahead and get started now that I got you excited. The company, let me tell you about it. The company is Karatbars International. That gentleman sitting in that red chair, his name, and he's the CEO and the founder, his name is Harold Seitz. He's German. So when you hear him talk, you're going to hear an accent. And he's pretty good at it, though. It's kind of a broken English type thing. But, when you see how he tried to explain himself, because I went to the live presentation he did, when you see how he explained himself, it's kind of comical. But the man is dead serious. So this man, I love him to death. He's a CEO. He's the founder of this company. And he's bringing something to us that's basically going to change the way we do business, period. Trust me. Let me break down the company facts. Now, this company, Karatbars International, as I said, is based in Stuttgart, Germany. You can look on Google Maps and see where it's at. Stuttgart, Germany. Also, Karatbars is a WTO. WTO stands for World Trade Organization. Notice the first word is world, which means it ain't a German company who only do business in Germany. They do business all across the world. They are registered as an e-commerce company. I didn't say a network marketing company. You are not on a network marketing call this evening, ladies and gentlemen. No, you are not. This is another one of them calls. Also, this company has an affiliate program. Now, what that means is me and all the other affiliates in this company, we are not network marketers. So it wasn't somebody who's in network marketing, maybe in their past, who invited you to this opportunity. This is an affiliate of an e-commerce company who invited you to this opportunity. So see, I'm getting this in your head right now so you get some of that stuff that's affiliated with that network marketing, these pyramid schemes and scams y'all be hearing about. That ain't us. Also, all the components of our program are optional. No requirements or purchases. That's right. So I don't know how many other programs you've been with where there was no monthly requirements in their products and services, or no monthly purchase in their products and services, especially to make money with the program. I don't know how many of y'all have been in opportunities that have that or don't have it, but we don't. Because basically, we do, but it's optional. It's not mandatory for you to do that to get with Karatbars International. See, what Karatbars International offers is a savings and money moving strategy. And I'm going to go into more detail about that. as well as the free software and state-of-the-art back office to do it with. Now, if you notice that word, free software and free state-of-the-art back office to do your business with. Remember I said optional, no purchases, no requirements? It's free. Now, that's one of the best options. So, in other words, it's going to cost you, to basically get with Karatbars International, $0.00. Basically become an affiliate. Let me continue, because we have other options. Karatbars expedites metal goods sales, secure storage, delivery, payment processing, and innovative money movement strategies. They got everything you need for a business. We have the metal goods sales, secure storage in 3 different countries. Because understand, our storage is a vault. The product that we have, and it's here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and say it to you. It's 999.9 24 karat pure bullion gold. That's right, owned by kings, dynasties, governments, countries. Remember I said that? Yep, they own it. That's the product. But I ain't even broke it down to you. So understand this: the 3 places we keep the product, or was optional for you. You can have it come to you. It's in 3 vaults. One in Switzerland, one in Germany, and one in Singapore. Now, how many of my guests on here this evening got money overseas? No. Let me say that back. Got gold money overseas in a vault. I didn't say in a savings account, a checking account, a CD. I said gold, 24 karat pure gold in a vault. Look at. Let me continue. Germany has extremely strict business laws. Karatbars has met or exceeded German business standards for over 3 years. Now, I don't know what you know about Germany, but I think they are a little bit more stricter than. I'm in the USA for all my international people on the line tonight. I am located in Atlanta, Georgia. It's good in USA. So Germany, for those who live in Germany, y'all probably can feel me on this about the strict business laws. Well, they have strict business laws, so you know they don't play. Karatbars has also met or exceeded international commerce laws. The key word here is international commerce law. Remember, e-commerce company. Do you see where this is all making sense and coming together? They're international, they're e-commerce company, and they're accepted all around the world. Matter of fact, they have a 3-year track record of successful, compliant operations. I'm just talking about the company, ladies and gentlemen. Look how tight they are. They are doing business in over 100 countries, shipping this 999.9 LBMA, which stands for London Bullion Market Association, stamped 1 gram of pure gold. Units over 90 countries. Now, that's a stamp you need on gold. I mean, because when you go place, you need the type of certification. Well, they're like kind of one of the top certification companies in the world. If not the top certifiers, period. So when you go anywhere in the world getting that pure gold, usually if it's not LBMA certified, you probably can't exchange much of that in other countries with kings and dynasties and governments. The kind of gold we have, they pay national debts with this. Countries pay their debts in gold with this kind of gold, not the collectibles. I'm moving too fast. Let me slow it down because I ain't even got to that part yet. But it's deep, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on. All right, for all my callers on the phone, y'all better grab that pencil and paper, because if you consider becoming an affiliate with us, the kind of affiliate I'm going to show you about when you see these numbers, the kind of affiliate I'm talking about, if you decide to become an affiliate, don't worry about how you're going to do this. See, there's one number that's going to become one of your favorite phone numbers. That number, I'm going to tell it to you now. You should see it on the screen. It's area code 218-844-3182. I'm going to say it again. Area code 218-844-3182. That number is so important. Why? Oh, it's going to ask you to enter a code number when you dial that number. That code number is 30108646. And for my callers on the phone, I'm going to repeat that. 30108646. That telephone number and that code, what you're about to learn about this evening, you won't be able to share all this with them. You probably can share the excitement, but you may not know all of this right now. But this is how you get them started. If this wasn't what got you started, you give them that phone number to call. It's a 3-minute sizzle call. Sizzle. See that word? Sizzle. It'll strike an interest. And to me, it's a way to separate the real from the fake. That's right, because that's so key when it comes to doing business. Separating the real from the fake. This telephone number will do it for you. You tell them listen to that number. So you ask them to listen to this number. And if they get it, you got them. put them on one of these live webinars we do 7 days a week, every day at 12 p.m. and also at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we will sign, seal, and deliver them. We'll get them all the information they need to help your business. So we're giving you the tools right up front. This phone number is going to become your best friend if you're a new affiliate. Our disclaimer is this. We got to break it down for you. Income projections are shown in U.S. dollars. The action plan we're going to show you this evening uses mathematical examples that are dependent upon following the plan as we're going to describe this evening. That's Mr. World Famous is going to describe to you. Also, your results can vary based on your activity and the activity of your team. And I'm going to explain to you why team is so important. It comes down to the sizzle call, separating the real from the fake and getting some real team players on your team. It's very important. Stick with me. Let it sink in. All right, but that's the number you call. That's what's going to get your business started. So that's an important number. Write it down. Why I chose this company. Mr. World Famous. That's what I call myself. My professional title, legal DBA. So you wonder, Mr. World Famous, why are you doing this Karatbars International? Why did you choose this company if you can do anything in so many ways? Because they basically can do anything. I believe you put your mind to it. Well, let me share with you why I chose this company. I am product driven. Now, to my new network marketers out there who's not familiar with this type of terminology, product driven, let me break it down to you. Although my background is music and film, entertainment, that is, also sales, there's one thing I learned that made me successful in my career is I'm going to say in sales for the sake of this example. Number one, I was product driven. I love selling cars. I like cars. I was product driven. And because I was product driven, I did very well when I talked to people and stuff because number one, I was excited about the product, so I learned a lot about it. And by learning, I shared what I learned because it excited me. So the enthusiasm and excitement came out of our presentation, and I did very well with that. I'm a product driven person. Other people may be money motivated. And that's where the separation is because the reason I chose this company because when I saw the product, I became product driven. The money is good. I like that $4,000 a week. That sounds wonderful to me. That got me excited back in October when I joined this company and stuff. When I listened to that 3 minutes of a call and watched a few videos and did my due diligence and understood what gold is about, which I'm going to share with you, they decided to do this business. Because other companies, they try to get you with the money. And some of you are money motivated. Nothing wrong with that. You know, money makes things happen. It can definitely help. But me, when you approach me, nah, if I like your product and services, I may consider, if I'm going to do on a business and working with you. But if not, So here's the product, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm so excited about. So my telephone callers, you can't see this, but I have 4 cards on my screen. One of them is a happy birthday card, and I'm going to explain this card to you in a minute. One is a welcome card, one is a I love you card, and one is a blank, nothing on it. Well, nothing, you can't see nothing on the card. Well, these cards I'm telling you about, they're not birthday cards, Christmas cards, or whatever. They're about the size of a credit card. And you think, okay, well, that's cute, a credit card. But for those on the webinar, the live webinar who's seeing this video can see that in the middle, if you haven't picked it out already, in the middle of this card I'm telling you about is that 999.9 24 karat pure gold bullion. You notice I didn't say 10 karat gold, 14 karat gold, or 18 karat gold. I said 24 karat gold. That's pure gold, ladies and gentlemen. 999.9. Now, you might have, in other words, I made that point so you can understand this is not for collectors. This is not for people who talking about. I'm not talking about no jewelry that you may wear in the shower to turn your neck green. Like back in the day, the kind of gold they was making. I don't know who made that kind of gold, but it turned your neck green. I didn't experience it, but I've seen it. But anyway, this is the pure gold. It don't change color on you at all. So that gold I'm telling you about, once again, that has been owned and is owned and will be continue to be owned by rich, successful, wealthy, kings, countries, dynasties. Here it is in 1 gram. So now you might be thinking, well, I got to buy gold? Nah, it's not about buying gold. But let me continue with this card right quick. On this other card, for my callers on the phone, it shows some baby feet. Now on the back, I said feet with an S. On the bottom of these baby feet, on the big toe, somebody took a magic marker, a permanent marker. So this baby got his first tattoo already. Took a permanent marker and drew a little happy face, 2 eyes, a dot, and a smile, and the nose and stuff. Cute as heck. But let me tell you the relevance to me, because I'm a business person too. I love y'all to death, but I'm also a business person. I'm looking at this card and I'm saying, wow, they're showing baby feet. And they're saying welcome. Showing a little teddy bear on it. Oh, it is. Ladies love it. It's so cute. Look. The teddy bear got a necklace on. It's a gold. No, matter of fact, it's a heart. Oh, my goodness. That is so. I didn't even notice that before. That is so. Check it out. If you know someone who's about to have a baby and you want to go to the baby shower, probably the ladies do it. The gentleman may not do it, but you can still give it to the father. And you see this card. if you gave them this card, let me tell you, to me it represents two things. Number one, I don't know if you appreciate the baby coming to the world, but you appreciate, them bringing a new life into this world and stuff. They're going to be somebody that can add to society, et cetera, whatever it is. Somebody can become the next great whomever, okay? I believe in that. But number two, there's that 999.9 24-karat pure gold in it. To me, that also makes it very special. Why? Because you've given that mother or that father their first piece of wealth that they can accumulate for their baby's future. If they don't got a 401k plan for their baby, they can start their baby. I learned from Tammy Morrison. They can start their baby a 999.9K plan. Because if you continue to accumulate this gold for the 17 years of that baby's life, I'm going to show you a slide to show you what that's going to be worth. But continuing on, the I love you card. Yeah, Valentine's Day passed, but just Friday and stuff. I don't know if you got yours, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got mine. Yep, look at the screen, look at the top, look at the video, look at me. There it is, in the flesh. Pure 24-karat gold in the middle of this beautiful card that says, I love you. Boy, that was I've had it before Valentine's Day, but for the sake of this presentation, this was a beautiful Valentine's Day present. Yep. You know they love me. Look, they said, not only did they tell me they love me, I shouldn't say she told me she loved me. She gave me 24-karat gold. Now, I'm making this up, y'all. She gave me 24-karat gold. That means her love, and my love is worth all this gold. You know what I'm saying? Pure gold. How many gentlemen have given a woman the 24 pure karat gold of anything? Give her 24 pure karat gold of anything. Do it like this. Do it with love. Do it with love. It don't have to be a holiday. Do it with love. Now, how many gentlemen have received? I love you, sweetheart. I love you. Okay, well, can you tell me that again, sweetheart, in 24 karat gold? Show me how much it's worth to you. Now, I'm being a little shallow right now, but I'm just trying to make a point. Show me how much it's worth for you. See what I'm saying? There's so many ways you can do this. Now, the last card is blank. For all my callers on the phone, you can't see this, but this card is like basically white. But in the middle of that card, as I said, is that pure gold. There's the value. You wonder what the card's worth? There's the value. That 1 gram of gold, when you get them Karatbars International, is going to cost you around 65 US dollars. So in other words, that's a gift right there, around $65. I don't know, y'all probably spend more than that, but my attitude is buy her more gold, buy him more gold. That's an inexpensive present to you. But at the same time, of all the presents that you purchased, was it every 24 karat gold? This beautiful blank card right here is blank for a reason. If you decide this happy birthday card, we got this little baby feet card, this I love you card, them all cute and everything, but the card and all that to me. Well, we got many more cards with many more beautiful whatever on it. We have different things, all kind of holidays, et cetera, even cars on it and stuff, even sports. We got more cards than what I'm showing you here. But even if that's not enough, that blank card right there allows you to design what goes on it, aka you get to brand your own card with 24 karat gold in the middle to give to anyone on this planet. You're giving them a piece of wealth, 1 gram at a time. Remember the value here. Now, understand this. By you designing it, the sky's the limit. If you're a business professional, imagine giving somebody, one of your favorite customers, that as a gift. It can have your information on it, your business, et cetera, those kind of things on it. So because trust me, that'll be a card they will never throw away. They don't just put in the drawer and say, okay, we gave me a card. It's a nice gift. I was a 100th customer. They came into a store. This is nice. They let me get a free soda. Okay. This card has pure 24 karat gold in it. They ain't getting rid of this card. And trust me, they're going to show somebody. They're going to tell somebody. And they're probably going to want to know how to get more of that for themselves. And they're probably going to wonder, how did you get your business on there or your face or whatever it is that you got on that card, because you personally branded. So if you don't like what we got on that card, design your own card. How many of you give me a card of yourself for your graduation? It's the sky's the limit. What's limited is what you decide your design to be. So once again, how many other companies, network marketing companies on this planet, if you're still thinking network marketing here, will allow you to design or brand their products? If you buy that such and such from them, will they let you change all the design they put on there, all the marketing, take all that off, put your own design on it? Will they allow that? Well, we will. That is such a perk, to where not only are you a part of this company, you can design this so that you can share it in any way you desire or dream possible. Branding your own card. We have a product that you can brand. Compare apples to oranges when you think about all these other companies you are dealing with, going to deal with, or have dealt with, okay? Compare apples to oranges here. Moving on. Facts about gold. What gold cannot be? Now, the reason why I'm breaking this down to you, because I just talked about it, to show you you can design it if you don't like how we got it designed, but we have beautiful designs already. I've given you maybe one or two reasons that you can share, quote unquote. And the sky's the limit on how you can share this. But let me tell you, let me really break down to you the value of gold in itself. If you're just still thinking it's just gold. Well, once again, put on your business hat. Think about any network marketing opportunity you've ever been involved with, even whoever you ever worked for in your life, or whichever company. Think about it. And we're going to compare those products and services to this product. Let me tell you some facts about gold. What gold cannot be. Gold cannot be printed. Think it, visualize. Try to visualize that. Print it. Now I say that because you might have been with another company that made some products and services, and then somebody can basically print that product and sell it on their own, bootleg it as we call it. Okay? Now gold, counterfeited. Yeah, okay, we've all heard the expression fool's gold, but that's a different type of metal. It got some tungsten steel in it. It's a whole different conversation. But in this case, because pure gold is its own element, AU on the element charts, that this thing you can put on a scale and you can find out the real from the fake. It can't be counterfeited. The scale will not lie. The scale will tell you if it's real or fake. Trust me on that. Inflated. All that money you may have in your savings account, in your pocket, that you bought them with under your mattress. Inflation can affect those dollars, euros, yen, pounds, whatever that you got. Inflation can affect your paper currency, but not gold. Gold is inflation proof. Gold has only increased in value. Do your research. Reproduced. You can look at that one or two ways. I'm saying there's reproduce or procreation. Can't be done that way. Reproduce, you just can't, go in the lab and make this. It was mined out of the mountains. You know where the mountains came from. That's why, like Pastor Di teaches us, this is God's money. If it came from the mountains that was made in this earth, well, who made earth? Depending on what you believe in. Well, I believe God made the earth, so He made these mountains. And if He made the mountains and the gold is found in these mountains, in these mines of the mountains, that's God's money. And my attitude is this: for the sake of our conversation, who did God say couldn't have His money? Did God say you have to work for a living, etc., to get His money? Just think about what this is here for. It can't be destroyed. If I had a $100 bill, well, I got one, but I'm saying if I had one, if I had a $100 bill that I ripped in half. Now, as a whole, it is worth $100. But when you rip it in half and I give it to you and the other half to your friend and tell y'all to go into Walmart and purchase anything that you want with your half of a $100 bills, what can you buy with a half of a $100 bill? Show me a number down there on the chat box. What can you buy with half of a $100 bill? For my callers on the phone, you can't buy nothing, not a cotton picking thing. You have to have a whole. Now, let's take our gold, for example. If you take this gold, this gram of gold, and you destroy it by breaking it in half, rip it, because you can't rip it. You break it in half, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have 2 pieces of gold. That's right. And guess what? Instead of it not being worth anything, if it's $65, say for example, now it's each little pieces is worth $32.50. It has been able to maintain its value. Even when destroyed, it is still valuable. Now compare apples to oranges. Whatever product and service you've done or going to do or thinking about doing, if you destroyed it, is it still valuable? Does it still hold its value when destroyed? Think about it. Let it sink in. Rust. Waterproof. I shouldn't have to explain that. Where have you ever seen or even heard of gold rust? Matter of fact, them 2 words don't even go together. I can't even say them 2 words together anymore. I won't even try to say them gold and I can't even say them 2 words together anymore because they don't do that. Fire. Remember I said it can't be destroyed? Well, guess what? Can't be destroyed by fire. Let me break it down to you. You're my next door neighbor. I'm balling. I got all this money, piles of money on my coffee table. You, on the other hand, said, you know what? I converted my money into gold. In this case, well, our gold in this case is the 999.9 24-karat pure gold. You exchange it for that. You exchange it for that stuff, and that's on your coffee table. God forbid, forest fire come through, burn both of our houses down. So now we going to the house. I'm going to my house. I'm like, I done lost everything. Everything got burnt up. I done lost everything. Now I'm looking through all my ashes. It's all muddy because, the fireman with the hose wet everything up. And I look on that coffee table. It's all burnt up and gone to ashes. And all that money I had on that coffee table, burnt up and gone to ashes. It's worth less than it was if it was ripped in half. Now I go next door neighbor to my next door neighbor house, you, and it's on the other hand. And I said, yo, man, what did you lose? He said, man, I lost everything. He said, what was on your coffee table? He's like, man, I had gold on my coffee table. Like, what? So we digging through the ashes and stuff, and guess what we going to find? your gold. Let me tell you about fire. Fire would have to be 1945 degrees, 1945.4 degrees of heat to melt gold. In other words, you're going to find your gold unscathed. It's still gold. It's still valuable. You take all that gold that was on your table and everything got burnt up and take that gold and buy you another house, another car, another computer, some more shoes, some more clothes. Because why? Even after it's been burnt and is never destroyed, it maintains its value. And even if it got 1900 degrees and melted, guess what? It's still worth the same thing melted because it's 999.924 karat pure gold, ladies and gentlemen. What product you got, if it got burnt to its very last compound, to its very basic element, will still hold its value? What other product on earth you know can do that? Oh, y'all starting to get the picture here? You starting to get the picture on why I'm excited about this product? Time. It don't die. It don't die. This gold was here before us and it's going to be here after us. When you go into the big house, that gold's still going to be here. But the question is, who's going to have your gold? Will you have left it to your family to continue your legacy, for their future, quote unquote? We'll get into the details on that. Also, fertilize. You know, although it's in the mountain, you ain't got to go water no mountain to take care of this gold. It don't need to be fertilized to grow. It don't work that way. I don't have to explain that right there. Also, requires no maintenance, which means there's no a lot. Who's that? Gregory? Anyway, I'll get back to you. Talking about a lot. Requires no maintenance. There are no moving parts. It's not electrical. There's no conductors. There's no wires. There's no electricity with this. No moving parts. So you don't have to worry about it breaking. Okay, no oil changes, etc., etc. Limited lifetime warranty. Now, some of them products and services, even them TVs you got in your house, flat screen or big old tube, instead, even that couch you're sitting on, even that computer that you watching this on, or that laptop, it might have a limited lifetime warranty. It ain't warranted for life. Trust me on that. If it is, tell me the brand. But anyway, gold, no lifetime warranty. None whatsoever. Compare apples to oranges when it comes to other products and services. Now, the last but not least, no expiration date. So for all my individuals out there, because I do take nutritional products, because I believe I cannot have my wealth without my good health. So I do take nutritional products. Now, for the sake of example, understand that those particular opportunities, and I'm not saying don't do them. You can keep doing whatever you've been doing. Because when I explain to you about our savings plan with this, that's what you're going to do with all that money you make with all them other things that you're doing. But I'll get back to that. But in reference to no expiration date, remember now, all these other products and services that you're dealing with, that they deal with nutritional products, for the sake of this example, or even any kind of food, and it expires, what is it worth then? Our gold don't expire. So it'll always be worth what it is. And it'll be more as time goes on. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you see why I am excited about gold? And Harold Sykes has made it affordable for us to obtain it. We all know now gold is over $1,200. So if you ain't in a position right now to buy it by the ounce, $1,200 for an ounce of gold, here it is in a gram. 28 to 30 troy ounces of gold, 24 karat pure gold that I'm showing you here creates an ounce. So if you can't buy it in one big piece of ounce, get it 1 gram at a time. Here it is. It's affordable. He made it available for the everyday person to be able to afford gold to accumulate it to become wealthy. Why? Because if wealthy people own it, it must represent wealth, depending on what your perception is. So once again, you can accumulate enough of this gold money right here, to become wealthy. That's why I said we talk about wealth when it comes to Karatbars International. We ain't talking about getting rich. We ain't talking about the money is the byproduct of becoming wealthy, or gold in this case. I'm going to break that down to you. Hold on to my next slide. The movement of money. Now, I'm about to get into the money. There's money that probably brought you out to this call this evening. I'm about to get into that in a moment. But let me explain something to you first, because you have to understand how this 12-week plan we got, this action plan we got, that's going to show you that money I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. Understand, first of all, the movement of money. Now, when people get paid, money moves. Yep, from one hand to the other, unless you're getting a direct deposit. When people spend money, when you go into the store, money moves. When people use ATM and machines, money moves. When people buy goods and services, money moves. When people save or invest money, money moves. So pay attention. If money is moving, money is being made. Let it sink in. As long as money is moving, money is being made. And the reason why I need you to understand that, because I'm going to show you how to move this money in one of the smartest ways when it comes to Karatbars International as possible. So understand, as long as money is moving, money is being made. So keep in mind, we're going to move your money. Perpetual growth. This is the second most important thing that you need to understand when it comes to Karatbars International 12-week financial plan. a plan to success that we showed you about. This understanding perpetual growth. Here we go. On my slide for all the people on the telephone, there's two things on the slide. Some bunch of numbers, and also there's a pile of money stacked high, and also a penny. Let me break it down to you. Now, I'm offering you two things. If I offered to pay you, no. If I offered to give you $5,000 every day for 31 days, would you take it? $5,000 every day, cash money in your hand for a whole month. Would you take that? There's your answers. Let's go on to the next thing. Now, if I gave you a penny from day one, you say, guess what I'm going to do with your penny, though? I'm going to double it every day for 30 days. Now, which you choose? You want that stack of money in here, $5,000 worth of paper currency, or you want that simple penny on your first day? $5,000 on day one or 1 cent on day one? Let's say you take that $5,000. Well, you can't see this on the telephone. At the end of 30 days, you will have accumulated, if you didn't spend it all already, $155,000 by accumulating $5,000 a day. At the end of the month, $155,000. Now, to some of you, that might be a lot of money, and to some of you, it might not. I'm one of them individuals where that is not a lot of money. Why? Because I'm going to get me a Mercedes S600. That car I've been looking at and I already designed on the internet, etc., is going to cost me before tax $185,000. So even if you gave me $5,000 a day, I still couldn't buy the car that I want. So that's not very attractive to me. Now, on the other hand, this penny. Day one, I gave you a penny. Day two, it doubled. You got 2 pennies. Day three, it doubled. You got 4 pennies because 2 plus 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. On day 4 is 8, and so forth. We're going into day 15. Now, 2 weeks later, you have $163 worth of pennies. That's right. In 2 weeks, from a penny doubling, the perpetual growth. Now, let's go into day 24. Now, you got $83,000 worth of pennies. Now, I don't know where you're keeping all these pennies at. That's a lot of pennies. But there you go. Now, $83,000, okay, you're 3 months into this stuff. You still haven't exceeded $155,000. So you don't think you won yet. Because it's day 30. Do you know that you will have $5 million worth of pennies? Once again, I don't know where they at. You probably can't live in your house anymore because your house is full of pennies. So you might live in your car, your garage, if it ain't filled up and stuff. But guess how many pennies you got? $5 million. And you started with 1 penny from day one. Now, see, not only did you buy that 600, you bought several of them in the house to go with it, all right? So that's perpetual growth by it doubling. Now, if you think 10 million something, I'm gonna break it down to you. Let me go off the record. Warren Buffett, it was stated that Warren Buffett, he last year 2013 brought in $57 million a day. Every 24 hours, that man made $57 million. So by the end of the year, that was $59 billion that this man has accumulated in 1 year. Now, the reason why I'm pointing that out, $57 million in 1 day. If you think that $5,000 is a lot of money, expand your mind so big, and it's been proven. I mean, Bill Gates made $79 million. That's probably $75 million a day. But when you see the potential that a human being, you, can achieve on this, don't think what we're talking about right now is no real money, in my opinion. I want you to think wealthy. Think bigger than that. So, in other words, it's time for you to shake yourself clean of all that broke mentality and start getting some of this wealth mentality. All right? I'm going to show you some real numbers. The secret. Now, I don't know personally because I ain't asked them whether the Bill Gates or the Warren Buffett do this personally per se, but this is one thing that wealthy people do say, and this is one of the secrets I believe they did. If they don't live by, they do apply or have applied to help to achieve them to become wealthy for those who are. And that secret is pay yourself first. Let me slow down. Pay yourself first. When wealthy people get money, they pay themselves first, and the rest of the money they take and they buy products and services, pay bills, reinvest, buy toys, whatever it is that they do with their money. But the number one thing they did when they got money, when that money hit their hands, they paid themselves first. But what you want to do with that money when you pay yourself first is save that money. Because I'm going to tell you why. But now let's go to somebody who they consider to have a broke mentality. Usually the scenario or the cycle is that we need to break is that when they get money, they pay their bills, they buy the things they need, etc. They do all these things first, then they try to save whatever is left. When you think about that cycle, when you think about people that who are not wealthy, that seems to be their cycle. Even look at people who are wealthy, that seems to be their cycle. They pay themselves first. It seems to be their cycle. So it's kind of like if you want to perpetuate a cycle, which one do you want to perpetuate? Spending your money and saving what's left, or paying yourself first and spending what's left on what you most need or whatever it is that you want. That is one of the secrets of the wealthiest people on this planet, ladies and gentlemen. You see how big of a difference it is? It really is not. It's simply a choice. You work all week, all 2 weeks, all month, however you get paid. You might want to put something aside for yourself first. I think you're worth it. So if you can adopt that concept, that discipline, that strategy, you have taken one step on your way to becoming wealthy. So understand why that is so important. Karatbars International has a financial tool that is best to have and not need than to need and not have. Once again, I'm educating you. I'm going to educate you tonight if you didn't know. Now let's break this down: have and not need and need and not have. Let's compare that to medical insurance. I don't like needles. So if I got a splinter in my finger, I'm going to the emergency room. I ain't grabbing no tweezers. If you're not a trained professional, don't offer to take it out my finger. I'm gonna drive myself or be driven to the emergency room because I don't know if I can drive with one hand with a splinter on one of my fingers. I don't know if I can do that. It may be excruciating painful. And if I'm in so much pain, I might get blurry vision and can't drive straight. I'm exaggerating. Y'all know this. But anyway, so I get to the hospital, and I tell the lady, hey, listen, y'all need to take me to the ER right now and stuff because I need to get somebody to remove this splinter on my finger. Now, what this lady, after she stopped laughing at me, what this lady going to do is have me fill out some papers. I'm like, okay, but I'm dying here. Can we get this taken care of first? But she's going to explain to me, sir, if you don't have medical insurance for us to pay somebody to come out here with a pair of tweezers and to remove that splinter from your finger, then we ain't going to remove it. If you want a trained professional who went to college for 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 years to remove that splinter from your finger, they need to be compensated for their time. So if you don't have insurance and you can't pay them, you may not get no service. You know what I'm saying? Have it and not need it and not have it. So, Karatbars International, that's the best to need and not have. Because if I was paying monthly on the insurance and went to the emergency room and I showed them my little card, et cetera, they're going to take care of me right away. Put a bandage on it, put some iodine, some whatever, wrap it up, put a cast on it. I'm good to go. I'm going home. I'm driving with one hand home, but I'm happy. Got it all up in the sling and stuff. I'm all good now. See what I'm saying? So, Karatbars has a vehicle, or in this case, a safe, fast, and easy gold savings plan to have and not need than to need and not have. That offers each participant to offer the opportunity to exchange their paper or digital money. Digital meaning your checking account stuff, et cetera. You transfer. Exchange it. That's the key word here. You need to understand the exchange word. For 999.9 24 karat pure gold money directly without a broker or banker. Let me show you this card right here. I showed you my I love you card. Now, the card's on your phone. You can't see this, but let me tell you about this card. As you know, in the middle of this card is that 24 karat gold I was telling you about. The pure gold. This is your wealth. This is on your way to wealth. This is what you want to accumulate weekly to become wealthy and also for our fast start plan. But in the middle of this card, but also along the side and this gold side right here, there's all the documentation signatures that prove that this is 24 karat pure gold. All the certifications come around the gold. There's no separate paperwork. You got to carry around. You can take this to people that accept LBMA stamped gold and use it to make purchases or pay off debts or whatever the case may be. Because this is the new gold money, ladies and gentlemen. If you have never seen gold money in your life, you're looking at it. Welcome to 2014. Well, they brought it to you way back in 2010. But look now, if you didn't know, you have now been introduced to gold money. It exists, ladies and gentlemen. If you never see it, you're looking at it now. Who else on the planet got it? And those who do got it, who gave you a 12-week plan to help you to become wealthy by simply accumulating it? Let that sink in. So what we do as independent Karatbars International affiliates, see that affiliate word again, is to set people up with a gold accumulation plan. Because if you know, although this is a savings plan, what you want to do is to accumulate. So let's talk about gold accumulation plan. Let's use that. I like that better. We set you up with a gold accumulation plan, which means it's a savings plan to where you can accumulate this real gold, 24 karat gold money. Accumulate. Now, you notice I said accumulate, and I did not say spend. Don't buy it to spend it. Well, you can't buy it, you can exchange it. Don't exchange your paper money for this gold money to spend it. Not right now. If you can save, which is a very, very, very good trait to have, this is what you want to save. You want to save your money, if you want to save money, as gold money and not paper currency. Trust me, this is way more valuable. It was 34 back in 1936. I think it was like $34 per ounce, in so many words, and now it's over 1,300. Look at what your dollar's worth now. Moving on. Also, Karatbars pays its affiliates referral rewards because we're referring individuals to get these gold savings plans, these gold accumulation plans. We're referring them to the website to get a free gold savings plan. Yeah. They pay us for doing that every Friday. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. We get paid every Friday. Remember, that card's gonna be important in a minute. So what other company? Let's walk into a Walmart, tell that man, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell everybody about your store and stuff. When they come in here and buy products and services, can I get a referral reward? Man gonna laugh you out of the building. If you try to get attitude, he's gonna escort you out by security or the greeter, whoever's at the door is gonna throw you out. See what I'm saying? So trust me, we have a referral plan. When you share this with everybody, they're gonna compensate you for that. But not only are you sharing it, you're prospering from this, but you're helping people to accumulate wealth, to become wealthy themselves, or to plan for their future, or their family, or their friends, or their retirement, because they're accumulating gold. They're not saving money; they're accumulating gold. See, I like to reiterate on this because I need you to understand that it's so important that you understand that you want to accumulate this gold money. It is so key to your future. Note, the price of gold is immaterial as this program is based on dollar cost averaging over an extended period of time. That's why I said don't get it to spend it. Give it some time. Karatbars is not for speculators or collectors. Okay, so if you want to all this that you know about gold, if you know about gold, I'm not saying you don't, but you're trying to compare this to gold coins or gold jewelry, et cetera, it's not the same. Trust me. Just if it's 999.9, 24 karat pure gold bullion, LBMA stamp, then we talking about something. We're talking about the same thing. Karatbars International separates the two major things that separate Karatbars International from all the other opportunities. Remember, we're comparing apples to oranges, ladies and gentlemen. Comparing apples to oranges. So I don't care what you're doing, what you've done, or considering doing. Remember, continue to compare. I'm sharing what you compare it yourself. Make your own decision. You decide if it's valuable or not. But anyway, like I said before, we give you free accounts. And these free accounts is for you to move money. Remember that earlier? Move money. What you want to do is exchange your paper money for the gold money. Let me show you again if you never saw gold money before. I'm going to show it to you again. This is gold money, ladies and gentlemen. You want to exchange that paper currency that you got for this gold money. And understand that if you look at it symbolically, guess what you're doing? You're taking paper money, and when you touch it, it's going to turn into gold money. I call that the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. At least all the money you pay yourself first should turn to gold. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're not turning the money that you pay yourself first into something more valuable than paper currency, then what's the point? Yeah. I ain't even got to smack you. You probably smacking yourself in the back of the neck if you get what I'm saying here. Oh yeah, and plus, like I said, the website is free. When you set people up with these gold accumulation plan, there's strategies you go to. You have to become certified. You prove who you are. We have our KYC plan. We'll break it down and stuff. But once again, even when you get this free website, there are no enrollment fees. There are no monthly fees, no annual fees. It's free for the customer. It's free for you for life. It's there for you to accumulate the gold to become wealthy for your future, for your plan, for your 999.9K plan. He is giving you this for free. Exchange your paper money for this gold money. That's one thing that separates us. We allow you to do that. Number two, no spending. Because what you're simply doing is exchanging fiat paper money for the 999.9 currency grade gold money. 1 gram at a time. So if you're thinking this is what the opportunity or this is another one of those we buy gold opportunities. We're going to go out in front of our house and spin these signs, say we buy gold. No. That's not what we do here. We set you up with a free gold accumulation plan, and all you are doing, ladies and gentlemen, are exchanging your paper money for gold money. Let's visualize. You have $1,000 in the bank. You take out $200. You exchange it for this gold money. Guess how much money you have now? $1,000. Why? Because 800 of it is paper currency, and 200 of it is gold money. You still have the exact main value. You didn't lose anything, so what do you got to lose by simply exchanging your paper money for gold money? And that you can do for free. Whether you do this opportunity or not, You can do that for free. And the question is, why wouldn't you? Go on to the next slide. The money. We are finally here. Let me brush my hair back on this. Y'all ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, what is your dream lifestyle? Let me slow it down for my callers on the phone. What is your dream lifestyle? Now, on my slide for my callers on the phone, I'm showing 4 different things. I'm showing bronze, silver, gold, and VIP. These are positions. You can choose, because once again, this is optional, which means not mandatory. You still get your free website. You can exchange as much as your paper money for gold money as you want until you go on to the big house. You can do that free. Cost you $0.00. Now, let's say you want to get that. You can't see my slide. You want to bring in $4,000 a week. Yeah, $4,000. Now, remember, I told you something earlier. I'm not going to say it again, but if you want to do that, by doing what I told you to do, accumulating this gold, you can. If you become a paid affiliate. Because once again, you can become free, but if you become a paid affiliate, now you're getting paid more, not just one way, you're going to get paid in 7 additional ways. Nice. What you're doing, you're exchanging paper money for gold, and you're making this kind of money. As bronze, you can be bringing in over $4,000 a week. If you come in as a silver, you can be bringing in over $17,000 a week. If you come in as a gold, you can be bringing in over $25,000 a week. And if you come in as a VIP, you can be making over $32,000 a week. For my callers on the phone, if you want to become a bronze affiliate because you want to get that $4,000 a week. Now remember, we have a plan that will allow you to accomplish this in 12 weeks. Remember, according to our disclaimer, according to your activity and the activity of your team, if you do that, that's kind of the kind of money you're looking at. You pay $135 to become a bronze. Understand, whenever you decide to upgrade to become a paid affiliate with this company, it's a one-time for life fee. No annual renewals. You pay this one time, and there's the potential. If your dream lifestyle, for you to live your dream lifestyle, if it takes you to make $4,000 a week, then you come in as a bronze. But if it takes $17,000 a week, come in as a silver. If it takes $25,000 a week, if you need $25,000 a week to live your dream lifestyle, what you're saying is you want to be a millionaire. That's right, because $25,000 a week, that's $1.2 million a year. And understand, we offer you the opportunity, the plan to be able to accomplish this in only 12 weeks, 3 months from now. So when you compare all the other apples or oranges, what other plan shows you something that you can get for free and give to others and accumulate this gold to become wealthy, and within 12 weeks from now, if you have gold, be a millionaire. We have one product, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm talking about. One product. No matter what we put around it, it's gold. Now, VIP, $2,000, $2K, $2,000 for those who don't know all that little slang terminology. Let me break that down to you. If you think that's a lot of money, let's go back to Warren Buffett. If you think $2,000 is a lot of money, well, what the heck is $57 million a day to you? Okay, so in other words, okay, you ain't got it now, I ain't got it now. This February, tax time is here for most people. So understand, I don't know what you was going to do with that $2,000. You was going to spend on whatever it was you was going to spend on, or even invest in. But when you invested $2,000 on whatever it is you was considering, does it have the potential of bringing you $32,000 a week, 12 weeks from now? Will that be your return on investment? Did they map out to you that can be, that you have the possibility of that being your return on investment in 12 weeks? That's whether you're bronze, silver, or gold. There's the money, see what I'm saying, to live your dream lifestyle. And you're spending that money one time. So it's like saying, for one time in your life, I'm going to spend money, whether it's $135, $350, $800, $2,000, I'm going to spend it one time, because look at the return on my investment that I can have for the rest of my life to pass on to my kids, my family, to extend my dynasty, my legacy, et cetera, et cetera. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Depending on what you want to do, this is how you do it. If you come in as a bronze, as I said, at 135, I'm showing you how you're going to make this $4,000 in 12 weeks. Number one, when you share this with somebody, because I hope you would, do you know how many people's lives you can change when you tell them, hey, sir or ma'am, friend, family member, I know that you work hard for a living and you work hard to get your money and you're doing everything you can to make a better future for yourself or for your family. Well, remember, if you can ask them to pay themselves first, and when they do save that money that they pay themselves, but that money that they're saving, that they pay themselves, they save as gold money, you are helping them. You are helping them on the way to becoming wealthy, building a legacy, creating their own 999.9K plan. You are helping people by giving them, because it's free, this gold accumulation plan. Why wouldn't you want to help somebody by giving them something within that they can give for free? And all they got to do then from then on is exchange. Now, if they want to make this kind of money, I showed you about that $4,000 or more a week, and they say, well, shoot, I want to make this money that you're going to make doing this. You just sharing this with people, you can make all this money? Yep. Well, if you told two people, for the sake of example, because of that 5%, whether they buy silver, bronze, gold, or VIP, you're going to get 5% of that upfront money they paid one time, because they paid it one time. You're going to get 5% of that. So that's money in your pocket, automatically sharing with somebody who decides they want to they want to get paid 7 ways to do this business as you're doing this business, because you want to find people like that. I'll explain that to you in a minute. Now, second week, you ain't going to see no money. Why? Because you ain't told nobody else. There ain't no more fast start bonuses. I'll use that terminology in this case. Week 3, you ain't seeing no money. As you can see, week 4, $26. I wonder where the heck that come from? That's where perpetual growth came in. See, what you just did, got the free website, decided to upgrade, become an affiliate, no matter which position you want to come in as, stuff, and told 2 people that you want to help, for whatever reason, they saw the business opportunity, became into this business. If they did the exact same thing, those 2 who told 2, who told 4, who told 8, remember that penny? There's your perpetual growth. And understand, we have a point system. As people are coming into this business, points are being accumulated, and that's where the rest of this money is coming from. By week 6, you are bringing in, as a bronze, $65 that week. Now, here's the beauty of it all, ladies and gentlemen. If after a month and a half, you're tired of paying yourself first $65 a week because I don't know if I'm worth paying $65 a week to my damn self, excuse the expression, to myself, but let's say you did, you felt you're worth it. But that money that you saved, you exchanged to this gold money, that $65 you just made right there, you ain't got to pay for this no more. You ain't got to exchange none of your hard-earned money for this anymore. You want to exchange that money that you made from this money, from this perpetual growth going on. You want to exchange that money you're making from perpetual growth to get your gold. So now you're able to make enough money. As you can see, by the end of 12 weeks, $4,000 a week, you can buy as much gold as you want for the rest of your life. Let it sink in. You bring in enough money to buy as much gold as you want for the rest of your life. Look at it like this. Do it as a gold. Oops. Do it as a silver. Now you're getting 10%. Now you're getting more money from the front end. People come in, whatever package they get. Now you get more money from the front end. Now, because of that perpetual growth, you're getting a higher percentage when it comes to the cycling, because there's a point system where you get euros, et cetera. You get more points. Or when you cycle, you get more money when you cycle in this company. Now, week 4, you got $100. If you don't take 65 of that 100 and buy your gold, I'm gonna come smacking your neck. Smack you in the back of your neck if you tell me that, because I'm like, okay, you are set for life. Why not? But see, instead of 6 weeks, you can do it in 4 weeks as a silver. And going back, as a gold, at the 4th week, you bring in 150. You can buy 2 grams of gold. At the end of the 12 weeks, you're a millionaire. In 3 months, $25,000 a week, you're a millionaire. Your life has changed completely. You are definitely on your way to becoming wealthy, because a millionaire only mean in my mind that you're rich. Remember, I told you rich is somebody who got a lot of money. So $1 million is a lot of money. That's what 7 figures, going to 9 figures. It's about hundreds of millions. Now you got my attention, but that's just me. Anyway, what's going on? VIP. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. VIP is the top of the food chain. Now, as I said, you can come in as bronze because you want to get paid in all 7 ways from doing something that can help your fellow brother, sister, fellow man, somebody you care about. Say, listen, I know you may not want to do this business, but I just want to share a savings plan with you that's going to be a whole lot better than your existing savings plan. What could be better than what I got? They may ask you. Well, listen, you can take that paper money you're going to save and exchange it for gold money and save pure gold in a vault. Remember I told you about them 3 vaults in Singapore, Switzerland, and Germany? How many people that you know got gold in the vault internationally, go anywhere in the world and got money, gold money at that? You can help someone to achieve that for free. This website you're going to give them for that, get them to you is free. But they decide to do this business and you are VIP. Look at that money, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that money. Because they put on there, they say, you know what, this makes perfect sense to me. I'm saving money, becoming wealthy, and if I help somebody else save money, become wealthy, I can become wealthy quicker. I'm about to say quicker, quicker. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Saving my way to wealth. Helping others to save money to better themselves and their lives and their future in a 99.K plan, something for their children. Helping them is going to continue to make me prosper. Remember, money, paper currency is the byproduct of this gold money that you got. You get this gold, you're going to get this money. Save it. Save it. Simply from your two that you told about, that's duplicating what you do to get two, who get two for 12 weeks in a perfect world scenario. That's the kind of money you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, in a perfect world scenario. And I might have just diffused a lot of you already. Oh my God. Well, yeah, you know what, Mr. World Famous, you're right. If everybody did that perfectly, I can see that kind of money. I believe I can make that kind of money if everybody could do that perfectly. But guess what, Mr. World Famous? Ain't nobody perfect. Let's define the word perfect. The definition of perfect, ladies and gentlemen, for those on the telephone, the definition is this. It's an adjective, number one, the word that describes a noun. It's an adjective, having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics as good as it is possible to be. That's perfect. Going on. Absolute, complete. Also, make something completely free from faults or defects or as close to such a condition as possible. That's what to be perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hand if that definition describes you. Notice my hand ain't gone up. The first one to admit I ain't perfect. So let's rewind. Okay, Mr. World Famous, you show me all that money. I could be a millionaire in 3 months, dog. You show me all that money. Then you're going to turn around and tell me I could be that if I, in the perfect scenario. But now you just showed me and insulted my intelligence to say that add insult to injury that remind me that I'm not perfect. Yeah, I did. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What on earth can a human do perfectly? Let it sink in. I'm going to repeat it for my callers on the phone. What on earth can a human being, or I should say imperfect, because remember, not perfect according to the definition, human being do perfectly? So you say, all right, Mr. World Famous, you're trying to throw us a trick question, an oxymoron. You're trying to tell me how can someone who's not perfect do something perfectly? Is that even possible? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let it sink in. All my callers on the phone, there was dead silence for a reason. Let me tell you why I'm dead silent. My slide here shows a picture of a bowling ball on a bowling alley. A bunch of pins down there and stuff. In the top of my slide, I have the 2 words up there, perfect game. Yes, I associate the word perfect with a human being. This is imperfect people doing things perfectly. If you still don't know what the heck I'm talking about, when it comes to bowling, there's 10 pins or 10 lanes or 10 times you bowl. And every time you bowl those 10 times, each time you did it, you bowled a strike, knocked all the pins down. That's 300 points. That's considered a perfect game. We are actually using the word perfect to describe something a human being has accomplished, which means that imperfect people can do things perfectly. So that perfect scenario is perfectly possible for you and for me. There's no excuse why we can't do this. And guess what you got to do perfectly? I already told you. Get a free website. If you want to get paid one way, if you want to get paid in more than one way, in 7 different ways, pick a plan, bronze, silver, VIP, or gold. And number 2, the third thing you want to do is you want to share this. You want to tell somebody how to do those 2 things perfectly to be on the way to becoming wealthy. So you don't even have to be a bowler. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to be able to slam dunk a ball or run a touchdown or golf a hole in one to do this opportunity perfectly. What's your excuse now? The plan works if you team up with 2 other people. I told you that. 2 other people. But let me tell you about that. It's not the amount of people. It's the kind of people. Remember, I told you to tell 2. You share it with them and stuff. You have them come on these calls. They see the comp plan. They say, hey, it makes sense to me. It's so simple. I'm simply going to get my free website, become a paid affiliate so I can get paid in 7 ways instead of 1 way. Then I'm going to be able to start doing what wealthy people do and pay myself first. But that money that I pay myself, I'm going to exchange it for gold money and save my money as pure gold in a vault. Now, find two to do that, there's your perfect scenario. Now you're getting that money I described earlier. But you don't got to stop at two. You can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. The more you're gonna prosper. Simple saying, simple game, simple science. Like we say in the hip hop industry, numbers don't lie, but people do. So you get your numbers right, your money gonna be right. But like I said about the kind of people, guess what? The kind of people you want are winners. Now my slide for everybody on the phone says this, so listen very closely. Winners do what losers won't. Visualize. Imagine any scenario. Let's take Tiger Woods. He practices his golf game, and he wins golf tournaments. Let's say somebody else who decides to just sit down on the couch, eat potato chips, and watch the sport of golf. He might lose a few tournaments if he walks on the golf course and started playing. So winners do what losers want. Winners practice. For the sake of this example, winners practice. People don't practice, don't win. So when it comes to Karatbars International, the kind of people you want to share when it comes to the business opportunity, because you want to help, you want to share this with everyone that you know to accumulate, this goal to become wealthy, to have that 999.9K plan to basically save for themselves, their retirement, their kids' future. You want them to do that. They don't have to win at this affiliate game if they don't want to, but if they want to be an affiliate, make sure you pick winners. That sizzle call will separate the winners from the losers. Winners will get it. The losers will come back with 50 million questions. Nothing wrong with that. Put them on a call. Let us do our job to answer those questions. We have websites they can go to that explain it for them in detail because you don't know, you're new to this, and it'll explain it. And hopefully they will get it. They'll be able to see this vision that they're able to help themselves and others, and they will choose to become an affiliate so they can win. You want winners. Winners do what losers won't. What winners do, winners pay themselves first every week. If you pick a winner, but he can't pay himself first, he might not win all the time. So it depends on how often you want to win will determine whether or not you put him on your team or not. But anyway, winners do what losers won't. That's the kind of people that you want, ladies and gentlemen. You want winners. The system. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's all broken down to the very last compound. Follow this plan. Enroll, get your free Karatbars account. If you're a guest on here tonight, if anything, what I'm asking you to do, if you don't even care about this bronze, silver, and gold and stuff I just explained to you, Mr. World Famous, this winter stuff, yeah, okay, whatever. Well, then I still get back with the person who told you about this call. You might as well get the link, get the free website so you can start your own savings accumulation gold plan. I don't see why you could lose simply by exchanging paper money for gold money. Where can you lose there? I mean, I think I use the word unintelligent. I think it would be kind of unintelligent to not just exchange some of your paper money. I don't say all of it. Some of your paper money for gold money. The money that you're going to save because you don't want to spend it. You know what I'm saying? So on the streets, we don't say unintelligent. We say stupid. Okay? Sorry. But anyway. So you don't want to do nothing that's unintelligent. I think it's kind of smart money. If you don't know how to invest, you don't got no broker stock bond, that kind of stuff. Here you go. Exchange it for this. It's not an investment. It's simply the best 999.K plan you can have on the planet at this point in time. Immediately acquired package, as I said, if you become a bronze, you get paid 5% of anybody else who decided to become a winner. Every winner that joins your team and their team as a bronze, you will get 5% of whatever package they choose to come in. If you're a silver, you get 10% of whatever package. If you're gold, that's 15%. And if you're a VIP, you get 20% of any other winners that come into this company based off of, and it all started with the two that you brought in, the perpetual growth brought in everybody else, perpetual growth. Now, at the same time, as you can see the euro, when you cycle, we get 10 euros, I'm using euros in this case, euros as a bronze, 40 euros as a silver, 60 as a gold, and 80 as a VIP. Remember how I was showing you how, in 4 weeks you can have 150 or 100, see what I'm saying, or 250. Depends on your position, from how much you get when you cycle. That's the second way to make money, and there's 5 other ways left. And then simply, as you see, the third step is pay yourself first. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the easiest ones I've come across, which is why I do it. I'm visual. Let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen. All that money just showed you. You see this card right here? I'm not going to put it too close to the screen because I don't want you to get my number. Matter of fact, I got to cover it up. Look at this card right here, ladies and gentlemen. This card on your screen, I own it. But that little gold chip that you see above that 542 number, no, that's not 24 karat pure gold. It's kind of better. Well, it's not more valuable. But let me tell you what that is. If any of you travel and own a passport, within your passport is, matter of fact, I don't know if it's exactly the same because I haven't opened my passport up. That chip is in that passport. That chip allows you to travel anywhere in the world. That means your passport is international. You can go anywhere your passport can take you because it's international. Well, guess what? When your passport, as you begin to travel the world, that little small chip above your prepaid MasterCard that you get with as a paid affiliate with this company, your money's going to be deposited on this card every week. Remember, I told you we get paid weekly. It's going to be deposited every week, and you can take this card anywhere in the world and use it that accept MasterCard because your card is international. That chip means you ain't gonna look for no Wells Fargo, no Bank of America, ATM to get your money. That ATM card will work in any ATM, and you will get your money in their currency, matter of fact. Now, not only can you travel internationally, you could spend money, all the money you're going to make with Karatbars International anywhere in the world because you have an international credit card. How many of your credit cards in your wallet have that chip on it that makes it international? Some you may, some you may not. If you don't got one, it's a beautiful thing to have. We get paid every week on this card, ladies and gentlemen. So all that money you're going to make, all that prosperity you're going to gain by accumulating this gold to become wealthy and helping others and stuff, and they perpetuate what you do and build this thing by helping people, that's how that money works. But let's get visual with this whole scenario. There's one more important thing you must not forget. I'm about to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is how much gold money you own, no matter how much money you made in our 12-week plan. So even if you are still skeptical about how this money is made and just can't, nowhere in the world, I know I'm not perfect, Mr. World Famous, and yeah, you've proven that I can do something perfectly because there's other human beings on this planet who can do things perfectly, and you are, well, they say they're not an exception. You can do it also when you apply yourself, and I tell you what you can do perfectly. Pick a plan, pay yourself first, become an affiliate. There you go, do that perfectly, you'll get this. But not only that, look at all that gold money you accumulated in 12 weeks. That's what you got to show for this, ladies and gentlemen. No matter all that you've done, no matter all that I said, because you disciplined yourself, paid yourself first, and every time you got paid, even when you was making money that was from cycling, you kept getting gold, gold, gold. When you look back 12 weeks from now, if you're not making that $4,000 a week, you still own gold. That's what you got to show for it. And if you do the numbers on it, if you did this for a month, 4 weeks a month, spending $65 a week, that's $260 a month. If you simply exchange your paper money for gold money for a whole month, you basically exchange $260 that you did. Now, if you did this for 3 months, our 12-week plan, at the end of that 3 months, if you ain't bringing in $4,000 a week, you have actually saved $780. You so-called, because you didn't spend $780, you exchanged $780, and you still own that $780. But guess what? It's in a savings account in a vault, and it's made of pure gold. That's what you got to show for it. You can't lose. When you spend, you still can't lose with this company. Are you really starting to get this now? Let's say you did this for the rest of the year. For the rest of the year, let's say you started in January. For sake of example, let's say you started in January. You just got your gold every week. You paid yourself first. You already on your way to becoming wealthy. You can do that one thing because you believe that you're worth it. You're able to pay yourself $65 a week you did this for the rest of the year. You have saved $3,300 this year. That's right. Now, I don't know how many of you actually saved that amount of money last year in your savings account, but you can have this $3,300 in gold money in a vault in 3 different places in the world by the end of this year. So if you can't save $3,300, can you save $3,300 worth of gold money? That's a lot more valuable. Now, let's say you're making this money now, because at the end of the year, let's say you only up to $1,000 a week. You ain't even at the $4,000 a week. I don't see how that's possible. Let's say you're not there. And you're only bringing in $4,000 a week. If you took 26% of that, instead of buying 1 gram a week, you buy 4 grams. You buy a month's supply of gold every week. If you did that every week next year, because next year you'll be making the money to do it, I'm just saying that. You'll be making this year, I'm saying, if by chance you decide to start doing this big time next year, if you did that for that whole year, you will have saved $12,000 worth of gold money. Now, let's erase the word money. You will have $12,000 worth of pure gold. I remember, back in 1934, gold was only $34 an ounce. Fast forward to 2014, gold is over $1,300 an ounce. Now, by the end of 2015, gold might be worth more than what it is now because it's only gone up in value. So, once again, you still haven't lost. And if you have a child, you bought that baby card and stuff, and you decide to do that for the next 17 years. Oh, I got rid of that slide, I guess. Well, 17 years, ladies, that's $250,000. I am done. So, I'm going to remind you one more time to all my guests. And I see some hands. I see Shannon got her hands up. What I'm gonna do after this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is answer whatever question you have. So feel free to hang around for a few more minutes. Now, I definitely personally answer your questions to the best of my ability. We do have other leaders on here that actually come on board and do the same thing, whatever I can answer. And then some of these questions have probably been answered in the thing, but still I take time out to give you my point of view of what I know about this too. But that's in the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So what you need to do right now, because hopefully you understand this, is take action. Get back with the person who told you about this webinar and stuff, and get that link to get your free account. You might as well get your free gold savings accumulation plan. Why not save some of your money as gold? That's a no-brainer.
I'm muted.
Now that you know how to do it, there's no reason why you shouldn't do it. The next thing you want to do, if you want to get paid that $25,000 a week, live that dream lifestyle I told you about, get paid in 7 different ways, you might want to consider spending one time in your whole entire life with this company to become a paid affiliate, to have the opportunity to become wealthy in the ways that we described to you. And also, all you have to do after you got your plan and got your KYC done, all you have to do then is start paying yourself first. Since you're going to become wealthy, you might as well start doing what wealthy people do. Pay yourself first. A minimum of $65 a week. Get your 1 gram of gold. Become wealthy 1 gram at a time until your gold pays for itself and you're on your way to becoming wealthy. And I am Mr. World Famous. And that's my presentation for this evening. I'm going to do my spin while Pastor Dodd takes over.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Mr. World Famous, for a great presentation as always. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been on here for a while, so I'm just going to do one thing, and then I'll turn it back into Mr. World Famous to close us out. I want to read an article. In the past, we read a lot of articles. I want to read one to you tonight. It only take a couple of minutes, but I want to get you set for it. I want to read an article to you for those of you that are saving paper money in anywhere. Listen at this. It says all Americans will bail out the banks.
Oh.
All Americans will bail out the banks. And this was a law that went into effect on January 1, 2014, which was last month. Listen to what it says. Under the Dodd-Frank bill, all currency placed into a U.S. bank account is no longer secure after January 1, 2014. That includes federal credit unions. Frank Dodd bill declares bank depositors, you and me, as unsecured creditors of the bank. This is how bail-ins will take place in America. Depositors are no longer depositors. Banks now own your deposit by law. If a bank has any financial problems, and all of them do all over the world, ladies and gentlemen, they can now take your money as written under Frank Dodd. Be prepared to have your money confiscated if any bank finds itself in trouble by bad loans, because you, the depositor, will make up the banker's loss through your bank account. Bail-ins for banks legal in America, January 1, 2014. Now you know why Frank left politics. Ladies and gentlemen, with all that we've heard here tonight, you can find it. I'm sure some of you want to know, well, where can you find that article? You can find it on YouTube. Just type in January 1, 2014, all Americans will bail out the banks. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come to these calls, when we do these calls, we are the modern day Noahs. We're warning you. We're trying to warn the people. That information that I just read to you should be all over the news and everywhere.
Yeah.
But you and I both know that they're not going to put that on the news. They're not going to put that out there in the media. But it is out there. You just got to know where to find that kind of information. How many of you on this call from anywhere in the world or wherever you calling from or viewing this webcast, how many of you knew that this became law on January the 1st of this year? Ladies and gentlemen, even though it said the banks, the credit unions, But if you do further research, it is referring to the 401s, the IRAs, and all that other stuff. Wherever your paper money is being deposited, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we do these calls. That's why we come to these, for your benefit, not just for our benefit. We could do what we do one-on-ones in our little personal group meetings, but we make ourselves available twice a day, 7 days a week, 14 times a week, because we care about people. There's never, in my 40 years of being out here, I've never known the leadership of any company that do what the leadership of Karatbars do. And you've heard it and seen it tonight from one of the leaders, and Mr. World Famous. There are many of us, ladies and gentlemen. If you come to these webcasts, if you bring your guest, and if you are a guest on this call tonight, hopefully what you've heard and seen, I just gave you the nail in the coffin to your paper savings account, so that, as I told the saints at the church today, you'll never be able to say, well, Pastor, why didn't you tell us that?
True, very true.
So with that said, thank you again, Mr. World Famous, for an awesome presentation as always. And thanks to each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, that have taken time out of your schedule to be a part of this call and webcast from all over and around the world. If you're new on this call tonight, get back with the person that invited you. And thank them, first of all, for thinking enough of you to share this opportunity for you to be on this call tonight. And get their link and get started. As you've been told, it's free. It's free, yes. There are things in life that are free. And becoming an affiliate with Karatbars and setting up your own personal gold savings account is free. It only requires 7 pieces of information: your name, your date of birth, your address, your phone number, an email address, a username, and a password. And you noticed I left out something that almost everything asks you for. Well, we don't need that. So with that said again, Mr. World Famous is back in your hands.
Thank you, Pastor Dye.